Welcome everybody to Synthplex 2022. My name is Florentino Buenaventura, and this show has been off the hook. We've been having a great time, and there's been some amazing performers and some great exhibitors, and we've got two amazing ladies here. One that almost kicked off the show. You're like the second performer, right, of the whole thing. We have Kae M Black. And we also have Mari, I'm going to have to look at the name there, Kawaguchi. So, and they come to us pretty much connected to the world through, to us especially, through Keith Emerson. And one of the most iconic keyboard players in the history of music. Mari, you were the Fiancé, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, Fiancé with Keith, and then Kae has had the experience of working with him as well. So thank you, ladies, for coming to the podcast, the Synthplex podcast.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Well, hey, it's our great honor and pleasure. And I'm gonna start off with Mari. Your fiance has touched so many lives, and you were instrumental in organizing the Keith Emerson Tribute, and that was done at the El Rey Theater.
Yes.
And then we brought it to Synthplex this year, which has been nothing short of phenomenal.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that experience of bringing that together, and then reduplicating that here for us here at Synthplex.
Yes. So as you know, Keith passed away unexpectedly. That was in March 11th, 2016. 2 weeks after his death, me, Mark Bonnier, and several distinguished musicians who were personal friends of Keith gathered in Santa Monica in a restaurant. There was Jeff Baxter, Brian Auger, of course, Mark Bonnier, C.J. Vanston, and who else was there? There's so many people there. Steve Porcaro was the main one.
Yeah.
And then Mark and I said that we want to do tribute.
Yes.
But this tribute will have nothing to do with record company or management or anything. It will be done by his personal friends.
Yeah, the incredible players that helped define the heart of music as we know it today.
But not only that, he connected with them as a friend, not just a musician or colleague or anything like that.
Yeah, this is his extended family, if you will, right?
Yes, they're like really like family now. So we had no money, zero budget.
Wow.
Because we didn't want to have anyone influence us or control our show. So everything was done by donation and volunteers. None of the musicians or the volunteers got paid. Food, catering was donated. Just everything was donated.
Wow.
So it was a labor of love. And then all the proceeds was going to go to the charity called Dystonia Foundation, because Keith was suffering from focal dystonia, which disabled like 3 of his 5 fingers in the right hand. That's what his depression was all about. Because he couldn't play. So that concert happened in May of 2016. And what was miraculous was everybody was in town. And then Jordan Rudess flew in from New York to join us. Yeah. But almost everybody was a local musicians here. There was a Greg Bissonette, Vinnie Colaiuta, Joe Travers, Eddie Jobson.
Wow.
In addition to the name I mentioned before.
Yeah. These are the people who define how music is.
Yes,
and not just now, but
people.
For many, many years.
Yes, and Kae here opened the show by playing the Prelude to Hope, which was never performed in public by anyone.
Yeah.
No.
So that's a good point. So Kae, tell us about your experience. I know that English is not your first language, but we want to know from your heart and from your experience, what was that like for you to play with all these iconic players, and obviously also share with us a little bit about your history?
Okay, so first time when I met Keith,
yes,
actually, I met Mari before I met Keith.
Okay.
So because we had a mutual friend, but she didn't tell me who her fiancé was. So and then one day we I think went out or
that was his birthday party.
So and then actually one day she told me, "Oh, my fiancé is a keyboardist." So and then she showed me the business card. It says Keith Emerson. What? I sure, like, are you kidding? It was like, she didn't tell me. So, and then, no way, I was so freaked out. So, and then, so then, like, I think the birthday party.
Yeah, that was birthday party.
Yeah. I think his
70th
birthday party at Beverly Hills Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
Hotel in the Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then that's the first time I think I met him.
You met him before that, but that's the first time you really spent lots of time with him.
Right. Also, like musically, like there was a applied piano. So and then I think many keyboardists or musicians gathering,
there, including Steve Porcaro.
Yeah. So and then somehow, one by one, start playing like a jam. Like a piano.
That was like a keyboard battle.
Yeah.
All these musicians.
So and then, oh my God, my tongue will come. Like Mari told me you should play, right? So and then, okay. I had one song. Then somehow Keith really liked my playing.
No, not just like his jaw dropped when Kae started playing.
Kind of like everybody's jaw at the Thursday night. Yeah.
His jaw, because he thought this quiet, timid lady, Japanese lady, and she was just banging and being wild. And he's literally have a photo of his jaw dropping on that day. And I took photo of Kae and it was so fast, I couldn't photograph it. It's like movement.
Oh, wow.
But, I played towards the, towards the wall. So everyone watched behind of me. So I couldn't see anyone,
the reaction.
Yeah, reaction at all, right? So then when I turned my neck, somehow Keith was standing by me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is special.
So and then Keith told me that you have to perform more. So and then at the moment, I usually do more orchestration work for the Japanese animations, dramas, also like Japan or China, US. So more writing work. And then I haven't performed in front of the people much. So but Keith told me, you should perform more. So then, and if you perform, I'm gonna come to your concert every time. So that's really, means to me. Right? So then it was like, oh, I just heard some word from the heaven or something, because Keith, Keith is a legend's legend.
Yeah.
He's
a keyboardist. So
yeah.
There's a whole chain because he was, starting off going all the way back to the wall moogs that only a handful of people like him and Michael Boddicker had. So
Yep.
how special is that when your mentor is your biggest fan?
I know, right?
Isn't that special?
Yeah, beyond the special. I mean, I had how I cannot even explain how it's exciting.
Yeah.
I was so. But since then, at the moment, by myself, should I write or should I do what should I do? About my music direction.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the word his words kind of giving me what you call kind of next stage or next door.
I would almost call it rocket fuel, so that your star shine bright. You were blasting off to the, that's kind of what lit it up for you, because it was really touching. The whole event on Thursday was touching. Everyone was completely moved.
Yes.
Like I said, we all experienced the Keith moment of our jaws dropping. So,
we ran into Steve Porcaro
last
night.
Yeah.
And he just like giving her a hug, complimenting how wonderful it is. But what he also said was, he said you had the different from other player who plays Keith Emerson.
Yeah.
But she knew him personally. And there's so much emotion into that. It's not just somebody. He's not, for her, he's not just a keyboard legend or keyboard hero. He was her friend. And so was Steve Porcaro. So when those two people play, it's different.
Yeah, just iconic names. Steve Porcaro, for those that may or may not know, he was very instrumental in the keyboard work with Michael Jackson and the big, the Thriller album. He's just played with tons of people. Jordan Rudess, who is probably one of the most, I don't know what you'd call him, but everyone knows who Jordan is now. And he really has inspired a lot of players like Keith to not just look at keyboards or rock music as a guitar-based, drums-only genre. That keyboards are very relevant in the world of rock, and that they can be edgy and they can really drive a sound. Like Keith, there is no Emerson, Lake and Palmer without him. It wouldn't be the same. It would not have changed music the way it changed if it wasn't for him.
Yes,
So,
true.
and I think Jordan's doing that with Dream Theater, and Kae is doing that with the piano concertos. And I was, like I said, I'm very blessed to be a part of this whole Synthplex experience with you ladies. Now, you mentioned that this is something that you're getting a lot of requests for. And I personally can testify, because I get a chance to drive the social media for Synthplex. A lot of people want this event. In fact, there were so many people that said, could you live stream it? Mm-hmm. And we did get video of it, but we're going to only put up snippets as promotional. So unfortunately, folks, you're not going to get the whole concert from the event, because too many moving parts for us to capture the audio the way it needed to be captured. But there's possibility for this to go on the road. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes.
That'd be great.
So this was probably second time we did kind of like a full-length tribute again. We did like a little reunion here and there, like at the Whiskey A Go-Go. It was just, every time I'm just in tears. Every time. So they gain more confidence, and the people's been asking for it. And when I was at the rehearsal, the day before this event, I'm like, what a waste if this band doesn't go out and play more. And even like
Mark was amazing.
And they don't care if it's a big venue or small venue. They just want to play. They're doing it mostly for themselves, but it's a shame that not many people can see this.
If you're only in those small, they're big areas. LA is big, but in those areas, it's not the rest of the world. It's only Southern California.
And you could feel the passion they have. They're enjoying it so much. That's what they want to do. That's what
I feel the same.
Yeah, my business partner was. This is, this was like watching Keith. Himself being there with these players.
He was there. We feel. All of us feel his presence there. He's definitely there. But we're looking for the band members. I said, Mari, can you be a booking agent? Well, I never done that before. So I don't know. So anyone wants to book the band, we are available. And then Rachel and Kyle.
I already know a couple of venues that here in Southern California that mentioned. I played them some of the sound check, and the guy's like, can they come to San Diego? Can they come here? And I was like, I don't know. At that time, I didn't know. Cool. I just thought it was like
San Diego was close.
One time.
Yep.
So
that's so for this Synthplex 2022, it was actually Michael Bodiger who brought us. Why don't we do Keith Emerson Tribute again? Because he was there in the original tribute concert.
An amazing.
And also Michael Bodiger hosted Keith Emerson Memorial right after his death, right?
Yeah,
I did that like, and I was like just so desperate to find place to do. Very intimate, like 50 musicians or their friends were there. And then Michael Bodiger kindly opened up his home
Yeah.
and hosted
It's a
the
beautiful
for
home.
us.
I've been
and
there a
then,
few times.
Yeah, Kae played the music Keith loved as a child.
Mm.
You know, I'm just like, it's talking about it makes me cry.
Yeah.
So Michael's been just wonderfully generous to me. And then this time he's the one who suggested, why don't we do a Keith Emerson Tribute? I said, yes, this is going to be great.
Yeah, that
You know?
is definitely special. Well, as we close out this interview, and we'll, obviously, as you start to put this all together, we'll help to promote it, get people to be aware that, the heart and soul of Keith Emerson is coming to a city near you. I'm going to start with Kae. Kae, what do you want people to know about your music, and then what do you want them to know about Keith's influence with your music? And please, if you will, say a little bit in English, but also in Japanese. We want our Japanese listeners to also know that we love everybody around the world.
Anyways, so Keith's music is totally different from the, you can't categorize in a genre.
Yeah, you can put any genre.
It could be pop, like it could be rock, it could be classical, it could be jazz,
Yeah.
but not actually, it's mixed. But, then he created some new category, but it's already in the 70s, 60s,
Yeah.
already he created the genre. So, and then I actually want to, not like a follow, but I want to continue to create that genre. And also
Exploring that genre. Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, also
whatever Keith Emerson genre. We're going to give him his own genre, right?
Yeah. So and then I would like to make more repertoire of the Keith Emerson solo pieces, because everyone knows about Keith as Emerson, Lake and Palmer, or
His
the
own-
nice,
Yeah.
But he wrote so many beautiful piano pieces.
Wow.
Then with even the key modulation, it's only he can do it. He could do it. I mean,
Very unique.
Yeah.
very, very unique. So I'd like to, what do you call it? I want to seek.
Yes, you want to explore,
Yeah.
and you want to
Carry
expand
on.
and carry
Yeah,
on.
carry on. Yes.
Yeah,
That's what I wish I could. If I could do
Yeah.
it, that would be really.
So just to interject a little bit, when Michael Bodiger and Kae spoke about playing here, it was Michael who asked Kae, first of all, to play. I asked Kae, why don't you play something that's a lesser known Emerson piece? Like she said, everybody knows Tarkus, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, EOP songs. But not many people have heard Emerson Plays Emerson album, which is an all beautiful piano solo collection, which is very different from EOP songs.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very intricate. I play piano too since I was like a little kid. Very difficult to play. It's a key changes like every few seconds.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And so I knew Kae could do it. So I asked Kae, please play from the album,
Yeah. No,
which
that's-
she did. And then everybody was like, wow. I don't think not many people heard it before.
Yeah,
So I'm very
yeah.
thanful she did that.
Well, very cool. So a little bit in Japanese for the Japanese listeners.
Wow.
That's more difficult.
That's so funny because you were concerned about the English, but now we throw the Japanese out to you.
そうですね。キース・エマーソンが亡くなってから5年、
7年。
もう7年経ちます。それでもいまだに私の心の中にはキース・エマーソンが私だけではなくて、このコンサートに関わった方々 そしてファンの方々、もうみんななんかまだキース・エマーソンが生きているっていうふうに思っていて、でいつもそのミュージシャンはみんな、そのキースを慕っていたミュージシャンはみんなキースの曲をまだずっと継承していこうと思っていて、で私もその一人で、それでできれば本当にもうコンサートを、世界ツアーをやりたいくらいで、日本でも絶対にツアーをしたいと思うし、若い人たちにもキースの、書いた本当に素晴らしい、なんていうんだろう、ジャンルにとらわれてないんですよね。もうでもなんだろう、クラシックでもないし、ロックといえばロックでも、クラシックといえばクラシック、ロックといえばロック、ジャズって言われたらジャズかもしれないし、ポップって言われたらポップかもしれない、映画音楽って言われたら映画音楽かもしれない。全部がミックスしていて、さらにもう超絶技巧なテクニックっていうかね、もう誰も真似できないテクニックで、それをずっと本当に未だに若いミュージシャンもまずテクニックねをつけようとしたらキース・エマーソンっていうぐらいの人なので、人っていうかその偉大な、レジェンドなのでね、だからそういう本当に皆さんにたくさんの人に聞いていただきたいし、それで聞いていただくために私もこれからもっともっといろいろな曲を練習して、そして、皆さんにお届けできるようにしたいなと思っているので、皆さんも応援していただけたらとても嬉しいです。
I couldn't have said it better myself. No, that was awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, all of a sudden, so I don't know.
I'm gonna tag the post with a special message in Japanese. So we'll have that.
That's great.
So Mari, I'm gonna propose the last question to you, being that you had the closest relationship with Keith. What do you want people to know about this wonderful man, this man who changed the face of music, who defined his own genre, and touches so many different generations? Please share your thoughts, and we look forward to getting out with this project that you're putting together. It's definitely, it's no small task. It's going to be something huge, but it will be hugely touching people's lives. I know this will. So with that said, tell us your final thoughts.
Yeah, so Keith Emerson for me was just a guy. When I met him, I had no idea who he was. I thought Mark Bonnier was Keith Emerson.
Oh, wow.
And I said, what are you? Your band is great. And I saw this guy, older guy, who are you? And everybody's like, you don't know that's Keith Emerson. Oh, you're the Keith Emerson. So he was just this funny, kind, pure-hearted, like he was like a child. Those who know him all say he was like the heart of children, really pure. And musically, lots of people said to me, well, he had a finger ailment. If he could play, he could have done something else, teach or compose or whatever. But that wasn't him. The playing was his whole being.
Oh, yeah.
So when he couldn't play anymore like he used to, that was like it for him, It's, people like Kae, Steve Parker, they understand why he took his own life, because they can feel what if that happens to them, they will know what to do. So, but to me, he was just this cute. People get offended maybe when I said, but he was a cute guy, right?
He was cute.
He was so cute.
Charming.
Yeah, very charming.
We went to the karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke.
Years ago, so then he sang the Monty Python.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Michelle Moog witnessed Keith singing Monty Python song. It was just so funny. So this persona he portrayed in EOP, like, this wild guy, that wasn't him. And
that's the stage. That's the stage persona.
That's the stage.
Yeah.
And Keith was also probably the most humble musician. Yeah. And I find that with a musician who went high, like Steve Porcaro and Steve Lukather. These people are very humble
Yeah.
because they reached where they needed to reach. So Keith was especially humble. He turned down all the teaching suggestion, like, can you give a class? No, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to teach others.
Yeah.
And he even often say, I'm not good enough. Look at all this classical pianist, which is true. There's like, I was just listening to Rachmaninoff play Ashkenazi, and I say, he's right. There's plenty of amazing players. But the difference was his composition.
Yeah.
Like Kae said, you hear Emerson phrase, and that's Emerson phrase.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's because he wasn't trained, he wasn't formally trained. He didn't go to music school or music university. All from there. So that's why
I pointed to my heart, folks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not a video.
So that's why he was so free. His mind was free to compose whatever he wanted. And he would wake up 3 a.m. sometimes. He just wakes up and he goes, I have a melody in my head. I have to go to the piano. And I often ask him, where does it come from? All the melody and then the music comes to you. And he said, it doesn't come from me. He said, it comes from up there. He didn't know where it comes from. And when he talked to the composers, they all say the same thing. They don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
It just happened to him. So his being was music. I used to take shower in a small apartment, and I hear him twiddling, and I so wished that I had like a voice activated recorder.
Yeah.
Because once he knows he's been recorded, he just kind of like stiffened up. But when he's free to play anything, he was amazing. And I just kept going, wow. So his music was unique, like he said, but his persona, this is why people like Mark Bonnier, Jordan Rudess, because he was a good person, good friend.
Yeah.
At his tribute concert, I made a speech and I said, no one disliked him.
Yeah.
It's a very true statement. No one disliked him.
That's true.
Everybody loved him.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is
So
awesome.
I am just so thankful. There's people like Kae and Mark Bonnier and all these people, the top musicians.
Michael Boddicker,
Mike
Jordan Rudess.
Boddicker, it's everybody who feels passionate about his music and also still love him very much.
Yeah.
And to carry on his music.
Yep.
Because his music is not like some one-off hit song. It's kind of like Mozart and Beethoven. To me,
it's
that
timeless
level.
and classic.
Timeless, So from 200 years from now, I think it will still be played. The young people discover more and more of it. So not just the professional musicians, I would like all the musicians, amateur musicians, children, older people, I would like them to all discover and explore his music, play it, listen to it, and just to carry on his legacy. That's what I would like, but I really thank everybody who's doing that, like Kae.
Yeah, also can message.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, because he had focal dystonia disease.
Yes.
It's actually, I kind of, I saw the last birthday party. He just played like a happy birthday to you, the song, but his right hand, 3, like a thumb and the index and the third finger are like click, like bend.
The curled and they were fixed. Curled.
So then it was so
moving and
moving,
touching.
kind of, so I couldn't look at him, because it's so sad.
Yeah.
So that was the last performance I heard.
Wow.
His performance.
Wow.
So and then actually by myself last year I got a seizure. So and then I fell the backwards. So and then when I wake up, I broke 4 spines and scapular bone. Then I had a rehab, but I had to do it almost 6 months, more than 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So and then I felt so frustrated because, I don't know if I could play more, I could play again.
Yeah.
So that kind of, like Keith had that feeling more than 30 years, right? He had
And
like
he had dystonia for a long time.
yeah. So where like even the 6 months made me almost crazy.
Yeah.
How he felt. So that's, that's really, really shocked me. But I felt the same. I felt exactly what he felt. Yeah. But I come back. So the Michael offered me when I, that time I just come back.
Yeah.
So come back means how can I say, rehab is kind of done.
Yeah, from your recovery.
Yeah. So that's why this is really, really important stage for me too.
Yeah.
So that's why, I really want to say thank for the Synthplex, thank for the Michael and Mike.
Michael and Mike.
Yeah, Michael and Mike. Really, really, I really appreciate that they giving me that opportunity to perform on stage.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank
Well,
you
ladies,
so much.
I really appreciate your time and
Thank you.
sharing so deeply and wonderfully. This has been it's been the most touching interview I've done so far, and this is very special. We've done a few here at Synthplex 2020, and I really encourage anybody who's listening to make sure you go out when you get a chance. If the band, Keith Emerson Band, comes to your city, you go out and see these guys because you really are experiencing Keith, in all the best ways. So, thank you, ladies. Kae, Mari, Florentino at Synthplex 2022. Stay tuned. We've got more podcasts to come.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.